Ever feel like you're hitting some invisible wall that's keeping you from becoming the leader that you feel like you're meant to be? That's not just self-doubt, that's resistance. And every great leader faces it. The question is, will you allow it to stop you or will you push through it? Hey, I'm Bobby McGraw, and I want to talk to you just for a second about resistance in leadership. Resistance is that sneaky internal force that shows up when you're right on the edge of something big. It's that voice in your head saying, what if you fail? Or what if you're not good enough to pull it off? And there's three big ways that I think it shows up in most leaders' lives. Procrastination. You delay strategic planning because you're afraid of making the wrong decision. Avoidance. You avoid addressing real issues in your organization because you feel like the timing's probably not right. Playing small. You stick with those short-term, safe wins because they're easier than chasing big, bold goals in the future. Let me paint a picture of why this is such a big deal. Imagine a leader that's running an organization that has a system that is obviously broken. They know a new strategy is needed, but instead of implementing it, they delay. They tweak minor details, and they tell themselves, I'll roll it out another quarter. Why? Because the fear of failure outweighs the pain of staying stuck. That is resistance, and it's costing them and their organization big time. In Steven Pressfield's book called Turning Pro, he describes the resistance. He says it's the enemy of our potential. And for leaders, this enemy thrives on fear. Fear of rejection, fear of looking foolish, and fear of stepping into the unknown. But here's the kicker. Resistance is not a sign that you're doing something wrong. It's a sign that you're doing something that matters. If you weren't aiming for greatness, resistance, it would not show up. And that's where the turning point comes in. So how do you overcome resistance in your leadership? Name it. Acknowledge resistance for what it is. It is fear dressed up as procrastination or avoidance. When you see it, you can actually address it. Shift your perspective. Instead of fearing failure, ask yourself, what's the cost of staying where I am? Often the risk of doing nothing is greater than the risk of trying something. Take small steps. Do not wait for the perfect moment because it won't come. Instead, start with small, intentional actions that align with your vision. Resistance hates momentum, so build it and commit to the process. Turning pro in leadership is not about one big moment. It's about showing up daily, making the tough calls, and doing the work no matter how you feel. Think about the story of a professional athlete. They don't feel like training every day, but they do it anyway because they're committed to the process, not their feelings. And the same goes for great leaders. Turning pro in your leadership is about stepping up, even when resistance is screaming at you to back down. So here's the truth today. Resistance is not going away. It will show up every time you're on the brink of growth, but resistance doesn't have to win. The choice is yours. Stay stuck as an amateur leader or step into the arena as a pro. So what's the thing that you've been resisting? What is one step you can take today to face it head on? Remember, leadership isn't about not having fear. It's about moving forward in spite of it. You've got this. Let's go pro. And hey, if this resonates with you, would you consider sharing this video with a leader who needs to hear it? And don't forget to subscribe so that you can get more short tips on leading well.